But just to run you through, obviously, the key results from yesterday. Liverpool made it 11 wins in 12 under Arne Slot, thanks to Darwin Núñez's winner in their game. And Manchester City made it 26 games unbeaten in Europe in the Champions League, which is a Champions League record now, with a 5-star show against Sparta.
People
Prague.
will say, though, that didn't they lose to Real Madrid?
Well,
just because it was penalties, does it not count as a defeat?
Oh, I see. Well, yeah, it's always within 90 minutes, I think they're referring to in those situations. But I know what you're saying. Erling Haaland then grabbed 2, including that incredible back heel volley. His boss, Pep Guardiola, was asked afterwards if the Norwegian could be heading towards a Ballon d'Or in the years to come.
I know maybe the players are concerned about that. I don't care 1 second about Ballon d'Or, this kind of stuff. So the important is he's happy, he's smiling, and I know it's not easy for him because they defend in the box, no space, 3 central defenders with him, 2 holding midfielders close to him, even the wingers close to the holding midfielders. Literally, it's not a space, you know. Every cross, they are hugging him and push him, so it's not easy.
So, Ballon d'Or for Erling Haaland. It's a given, isn't it, at some point? Are we thinking?
You know why it's going to be difficult for him? Because even if Man City win the Premier League and win the Champions League, what if a team like Brazil in that season or Argentina win the World Cup? Do you know what I mean? And then they win, maybe a player from that team wins La Liga. That's the problem you might have, because Norway aren't great. They're not really going to maybe qualify for many competitions because that comes into play. You know, for instance, this season, like Carvajal is unlucky not to get it for me because he's won more than Vinicius. He won the Euros as well. So they put it all together, don't they? Not just
of course. They do consider a lot. So maybe next year.
Yeah, when there's not, when there's not a competition, it's like Haaland's like, all right, they can't win a World Cup or Euros. So,
and if they don't, if he doesn't, win it, he'll be like, well, there's a bias, there's a vendetta against me.
But I think, say if there is the year that there isn't a Euros or a World Cup, and he wins the Champions League and the Premier League, and he's on fire, I'm sure that'll be the season he wins it.
There you go. Right, tell us about that goal. How hard is that
goal? I don't know how. I think my hip would be on the physio table if I tried to do that. I mean, they'd be like, he's back.
If people haven't seen it, how do you describe it, apart from the grace of a pregnant octopus?
Well, first of all, Savinho is a mini Mahrez for me. He gets down the right-hand side, gets it on his right foot, crosses it in. But to even try that, and to try with his left as well, it's sort of like a right foot.
It looks so uncomfortable.
Uncomfortable, and it bounces and then goes in. But that's what he does, Haaland. He's just so agile, long, dangly legs. Only certain strikers like Zlatan would score a goal like that, and Haaland as well.
But equally, because he's so tall, and I understand the reach of his legs and everything, but there's a part of you that thinks it shouldn't be possible because he's so big.
But do you remember the goal he scored? It might have been last season where he got put. It was a cross. It might have been from Gundogan, might have been outside of the right boot.
No. You're talking about the Cancelo one.
Yes, Cancelo, that's it.
Exactly, kind of slightly reminiscent. Because again, he's got his foot ridiculously high.
His foot was like 8-9 foot
Dortmund,
high. And I was like, how are you even getting up there?
I know. It's ridiculous.
I've got a dream of jumping there. This guy's got his foot there and puts it in the back of the net. He's just a different breed, isn't he, Haaland? Best striker in the world for me. And, you know, I think he needed last night as well. Been a bit quiet in the Premier League. Obviously, he's had a death of a family friend off the pitch. Definitely affected him, but he was back to his best last night, and that goal, wow.
Ridiculous.
I think the keeper probably saves it though if he doesn't bounce.
Well, it's the bounce
that kills the keeper.
But that's the perfect kind of goal, isn't it? Because the keeper's got no chance really.
Only Haaland scores them now.
Yeah, fantastic goal from Erling Haaland. More on that, as well as Liverpool continuing their incredible start to this season with that 1-0 win over RB Leipzig in Germany. They've now won 11 of their first 12 games in charge. Up next, it's Arsenal at the Emirates on Sunday. Are you looking at this Liverpool team right now? Do you think they can win trophies this season?
100%.
Yeah.
I watched them last night. Well, I watched the first 60 minutes and I switched over to Barca. But it just looked comfortable. Yes, Leipzig had a few opportunities, but Konate's beast at the back. Van Dijk was strong as well. They could rotate yesterday with Robertson on the bench. Tsimikas started as well. Gravenberch, like, he plays that defensive midfield role. Really amazing. Last night he was everywhere. He's putting in blocks. And going forward, they could Rest Diaz again last night, didn't start the weekend. You know, Gakpo started, Núñez and Salah. Jota's got a little injury. I think if they keep their main core of the team fit, no reason why not. And there's no reason why they can't go to Arsenal on the weekend and get a result. Because
do you think so?
If I'm Liverpool,
at the Emirates?
Yeah, because if I'm Liverpool, I'm looking at it like no Saliba. If I'm playing Núñez, if it's Kirill that starts, whoever it starts at centre back, I'm just saying Núñez in behind. Go for it, Liverpool. You know, you're top of the table at the moment. I think a draw, Arsenal probably take, but Liverpool go there for the win, and I think they've got every chance. With Arsenal's injuries as well, Saka might not be back.
Still no
Odegaard,
yeah.
Saliba suspended. You've got Timbers still out. You know, they're not really firing Arsenal as well. So, big game. Arsenal can't afford to go 7 points behind Liverpool.
Could you imagine
They cannot.
this early on?
Oh, Piers Morgan will be on, won't he?
Oh,
it'll be like, you know, it's not over.
Oh, of course. The rallying cry will come out. And why not? Because it's still very early in the season, so you've got to still believe something can happen. But just to bring you some stats on English teams in Europe so far, none of the 7 teams have lost yet. You know who's topping the table as
I don't.
stand.
Who's that?
It's a certain Aston Villa, Gabby Agbonlahor.
Oh, interesting. I didn't know.
Yeah, without your goals. But it's been a really, really impressive start for the English teams in this new look Champions League.
That's what you want to see, don't you? And you know who else you've got to give a little shout out to is Celtic last night. I had a feast of football last night. I watched the Celtic game as well, 5:45, and they done the opposite of Dortmund. When they got absolutely battered, they were more compact. They were throwing their bodies in front of the ball. Schmeichel in goal was outstanding, some amazing saves. But they showed grit and fight and defensive responsibilities. I'm sure Brendan would be so proud of them to see they can go to Atalanta. Arsenal drew there as well this season in the Champions League. Tough place to go, we know that. So I think Celtic deserve a shout out.
Oh, credit to them, because like you say, they had sort of the sublime to the ridiculous, starting with that 5-1 win over Slovan Bratislava, then that heavy 7-1 defeat to Borussia Dortmund, like you've mentioned. So a goalless draw in Italy, pretty impressive.
They were just
Europa League winners as well. Let's not forget.
and they were just at it, Celtic, in defensive part. Yes, they found it hard to get forward, but they were throwing their bodies in front of the ball. It was like, you know, them team performances. Like, you know what, let's go there, get a draw. And it's not a bad start for Celtic. 4 points after 3 games. They've got a chance.
Yeah. Currently they're 20th.
Exactly.
In the league in this early stage.
Got to win their home games.
There you go. Right, up next. Oh, wow, we've missed this man. Jose Mourinho is back, dominating the back pages once more.
Erling Haaland takes the applause, attacking the ball with the grace of a pregnant octopus.
talkSPORT Breakfast, waking you up Monday to Friday morning from 6 a.m. on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.